Hi felters and crafters and welcome, my name is Philippa. So in today's video we're going to have a look at a really lovely small family run business called Norwegian Wools at Artisan Felt and Stitch. Now I first came across them when I interviewed Tracy at Birdie and Blossom, so if you don't know her work, do have a look. She does subscription boxes and she does tutorials. Her work is absolutely stunning, really realistic. And she mentioned she gets some of her wool from Norwegian Wools, and they are located just outside of the Lake District. And I was recently going there, so I thought, right, I'll send them an email, pop in, do a couple of minutes video just to show you their wools in my vlog, and that would be it. But when I got there, I was so impressed with what they have, what they do, their passion. It's Libby and Trish, mum and daughter, and I know dad helps as well. So I thought I would do a proper video. So let's go and have a look at their business. So hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And your name is Trish and Libby. And tell me about your business.
Well, this is Norwegian Wool at Artisan Felt and Stitch.
Lovely.
And we bought an online wool business in 2018, expanded briefly for 3 years into a shop, but brought it back home. And this is our stables, and we use it as a studio, but we sell and do workshops here. So we have wool from Norway and Germany, and in 4 different breeds. So we have C1, which is a crossbreed, we have Merino, we have Bergschaft, we have Bergschaft Solids, which are stunning, but then we also expanded into Frid, which is our tapestry weaving yarn. And it comes from Norway in 100 gram skeins, which is 300 meters, that would take a lifetime to do in one colour. So we then diversified, and we have 25 gram balls, we have 10 gram balls, we have 10 metre bows, 3 metre bows, and we also do Appleton because they all work well with felt. They're all 100% organic, naturally dyed, in their country of origin, and it's really good quality.
And so what crafts do you supply for? It would be
felt makers.
I'm a felt maker, so I use our wool as well. So I'm Libby Felt artist, and I do run workshops as well and use our own wool. So
fantastic.
And I do use it every
and
day.
You are Trish's daughter. Mum and daughter.
So it's a real family business. And we are passionate, and we do love doing it.
So felt making
and needle felting.
Also,
you can stitch with the Frid. You can
weave
with it. You can spin beautifully with the wool bats because they're stunning. Because some of them, particularly the C1, has quite a long staple, so it's great for felting, but also for spinning.
I do a lot of spinning. I do a lot of hand spinning with the wool, the drop spindle. And I actually love to mix the wools as well to create the different textures.
And the Frid, actually, if you stitched into a piece of wet felt in the process, it embeds beautifully.
Which I do a lot. So you can stitch into the felt first, throughout the process, and then felt it. And it does embed the stitch
in there.
It stays in there because it is wool. So
and it's the same with the Appleton, which is an English company, 200 years old. A lot of people is crewel embroidery wool, but you stitch into felt. I stitch into cloth, but again it felts. And actually a lot of weavers now use one strand of the Frid with another of the Appleton, because that gives a different dimension to a piece of weaving, and it does if you stitch and it does if you felt.
Lovely.
So all these 3 products work incredibly well.
They all complement each other as well.
And the dyes do.
Lovely. Well, that's great. We'll have a closer look round then. We then went upstairs in their beautiful studio stables. I am so jealous. And we had a look through the room I was waiting to see with all the wools.
So this is our range of colours. This is our range of textures. So this is C1. This is all our C1s. And this is maize yellow, as you can see on the top. But it comes in 55 colours.
Oh my goodness.
And this is a texture that wet felters really love. It's got quite a long staple, but so do needle felters.
We do.
Really lovely. And this is very popular in the States because they can't get it. So we do export across the world.
Excellent.
This one is merino, and merino is all this. This is from Germany.
And merino carded.
Yes.
Which
but
is
shorter staple,
so
but so soft.
I
mean, if you feel the difference between those two, that's why I got them out for you, because I knew you'd be...
absolutely.
So
and then
this
one. And that will give you the smoothest needle felting finish.
It does.
Silky finish.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we do have people like yourself who work online, do workshops, but also they either buy their wool from us and make kits like woolly felters, or they recommend us and they buy. So on a particular weekend we could have a run on merinos in light squirrel, dark squirrel, light amber, dark.
They have the most beautiful animal colours and things like that, don't they?
These are all the merino. Yes, and these are all the merinos.
Yeah.
Yes, so these are the light amber, the fox.
They are so
stunning.
perfect. And what sizes can you buy them in?
So you can buy, can you just get the list under there? You can buy a kilo. We buy in at kilo bags. This is 500 grams.
Yeah.
So we then sell, if you wanted 500 grams of one colour, you're very welcome.
Really?
But we sell it at then 100.
Yeah.
25s, so we have those all ready packed up.
Yeah.
So those are in the different breeds. And then these we call our little lovelies. These are 10 grams. But there is a lot in 10 grams. So if you're making a very small, we have a lot of needle felters, Rachel Craig. So she Birdie and Blossom.
Yep.
Yeah. Woolly, lots.
Yeah.
But if somebody is going to do it for the first time, they will buy, maybe they can get 10 of these.
Yeah.
For £10 or £11.
That's so
and
good.
do a mix and match of
Yeah.
colours.
And then whatever colours they
so
just...
good.
This is Bergschaft.
Yes.
So these are the solid Bergschafts.
Okay.
And we extended into this because this is the very, very natural one.
Yeah, I've had
And
a lot
this
of
is-
this
I
in the
love this.
past.
Lovely.
Yeah,
You do
Birdie
a
and
lot.
Blossom, she works with
Yes.
that quite a bit.
So there's 14 colours in the Bergschaft.
These are all the natural
ones.
ones.
Yeah.
These are actually all named after gemstones. So these are the solid Bergschafts and these are the blended. And these are stunning. So we've got a school.
I've not really seen those before myself.
Well,
I've
there's a
seen
high-
these
high
ones.
school
Yeah.
in the States.
Yeah.
Who has bought 200 grams of each colour because the children in the States are doing planets. I think that's super.
Perfect.
Yeah, and when you look at
But
the
it is
colours,
gorgeous.
Yeah. And it's a mix
got
of
such a
colours.
fleck in it,
Yeah.
it's a
But
lovely
it's
fleck and it's
blended.
So you don't need to blend extra
No.
colours
No.
in. It's all done
No.
for you.
So this is from Germany,
Yeah.
and this is the solids. These are Bergschaft.
So we've got
So
the
the same-
naturals
yeah,
and the
the
solids.
same-
Yeah.
The same staple,
Yeah.
the same texture, but they've just carded it differently.
Yeah.
And that's with a mix of black. We did used to do C1 Pels, and Pels is we haven't got very much left now because they've continued it because the Pel's so cheap. In Norway there was actually a disease, but that to me is just super.
That's blended with black.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
as well.
know. Highland cow.
yeah.
That's lovely. Lovely
is.
colours.
So we have our little lovelies.
And then you've got these
Yes.
inspiration collections.
Yes. So we're going to go back into those because when we do the photographs for Instagram that Libby does, I take photographs about my walks and she does her walks.
Mm-hmm.
They were very, very popular in the shop. But thinking about it in 2019 or 18, needle felting was just coming into its own.
Yeah.
And people were coming in and saying, well, what do I do with it? And you did quite a few courses, didn't you?
Yeah.
This is the uncarded,
The curls.
the Pels. So,
So are they like locks or
Yeah.
pels? Oh, I see. You can see
It's on
here.
the Pel sash.
yeah. But it's from the colours of the Pels, but it's the locks.
Okay. Oh, fantastic.
So they
you
do
can
these
buy these as well
beautiful
from you.
oranges
Yeah.
and reds.
So they are like basically locks. Yeah. You don't. Oh. Fab, because that's always a difficult thing to get hold of for people. Dyed locks.
And they're all hand dyed, so they are.
And what size?
These are 25 grams.
25 grams.
And you get so much in 25
yeah, you get quite
grams.
a few. Oh,
But-
yeah, lovely.
So sometimes, and we do have people come here by appointment, and what they'll often, I'll just say, take what
And they
colours
just
you
Yeah,
root.
yeah,
and they root.
Yeah.
Because you know what you want to do, don't you? I mean, look at that. I just love that colour.
yeah.
But you could just use it as a texture. You could just felt that in.
Yeah.
Do you know, some of them don't have the defined locks. So you could
still
just felt
use the
that in
base
as a
of it
texture.
anyway,
It
yeah.
actually
Yeah.
just raises the
And it does
texture.
just raise, yeah.
So fantastic.
That's really nice.
But
So
this colour.
really, people
Lichen.
just need to go on your website and search around
They do.
everything to try and find, because you do more than I think you do already.
Yeah.
So this is my work and my creative journey.
Wow.
I'm really inspired by the coastline, with living locally in Morecambe.
Yeah.
The beach is just on my doorstep, so love beach combing. I love to incorporate as well found items, so found driftwood and things.
Wow,
I'm very 3D as well, so like we've just shown you with the frid that we sell, I actually, instead of weaving with it, I do stitch, and I do a lot of the stitch, because a lot of my work is based on barnacles, lichen, under the sea.
Yeah.
So everything that's clustered and latching onto rocks and things. So I do also do little ceramic sections, because I like the contrast with the hard and the soft.
So these are little
ceramic
pieces
these are little air dried clay, which I've actually painted with pigment and dyed.
Beautiful.
But I like the contrast of the hard and the soft as well.
Locks as well at the end.
Yeah, the locks. So I'm very textural.
Yeah.
I'm not very flat. Love working in 3D.
And do you sell your work online? Or?
I do. I need to relaunch and get back into it, but I do a lot of workshops.
Okay.
So with working and obviously expecting again, and I love it. It's made me want to get really back into it.
Because these pieces are stunning.
Thank you. Also, like we showed you with the frid, beautiful for weaving. So instead of just using the frid to weave, I incorporate my own spun yarn as well, which is using all of our wool.
So you do spinning too?
Bits of spinning, bits of weaving.
Excellent. And then there's some pieces down here.
Yeah. And those ones. And like I say, I've incorporated a lot of texture. And as you can see in here, with my beach combing, I incorporate stones that I've found and little pebbles that I've found off the beach.
Oh my goodness, that's a stone?
Yeah, they're all stones. So there's 3 stones.
Let me just get a...
Which is like a reveal.
Slightly different. There we go.
And again, there as well, there's some pebbles in there.
They're actual pebbles.
Yeah.
There we
so
go.
that's a real, that is a pebble that I've seen, a big rock on the beach, and I see it as lichen and barnacles.
Gosh,
crusted all over it with lots of texture. But as you can see, I do love using the naturals with our wool. So I love using the naturals and usually doing a bit of a pop of colour.
Yeah.
But the naturals are just gorgeous to work with. And with my wools as well,
We got driftwood.
Yeah, bits of driftwood. But I also I mix my wools. So I never really stick with, say, merino or bergschaf. I'll always mix, so I create a lot of texture with it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look as flat.
Fantastic. Is this your spinning wheel?
This is my mum's spinning wheel.
Mum's spinning wheel?
I do a lot of drop spindles.
Oh, okay. Do you?
Yeah,
Very
I like
good.
drop spindles.
Your carder.
So that's a very old card.
Yeah,
it was left to me by a great aunt.
Looks sharp.
Very sharp. I just can't bear to part with it.
So Libby has a master's in textiles, and this was just some of her work. And then we had a little chat about her workshops that she does.
So here, you've got the cord, you've got the button technique, you've got weaving techniques.
And so this is on the workshop tomorrow.
And you've got a little pouch, so you can use that. I actually made this for my mum, and she puts her notebooks in. Or you can put stitching in, or you can put your felted needles in.
Is that done in a day?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
They will struggle to do, perhaps,
all the
detail.
the stitching.
Yeah. So I'll do it with without the stitching seam, and I'll do it with a resist tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
And they might not weave tomorrow, but they might come back for another workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is using our frid.
Other little purses that you've done.
Little clutches, iPad covers. These I did a lot of years ago, actually.
10 years ago.
And these have been my mum's handbag, so they are looking a bit rugged. But her mum's always had her iPad in there,
Well, they last though. They really do last
Yeah,
really well.
This became your signature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the lines, the stripes.
Okay, beautiful.
And that's just a little
Now that was one of the first ones
journal
you did
cover.
for
These were done quite a few. That was done quite a few years ago, so I have advanced a bit more now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's all stunning. So we'll go and have a look at the Frid downstairs.
Yeah.
We expanded into Frid, which comes from Norway, like the C1, but it only came in 100-gram skeins. And if you're going to do a small piece of tapestry or just want to use it to stitch into your felt, you're going to spend a lot of money to buy different colours. So we then decided we would do it into 25-gram balls.
And when we say we, it's you.
And the electric
and the electric yarn spinner.
Yes, they do it together.
This is very much a cottage industry, but it's an absolute passion because we're passionate about colour.
Yeah.
So and it's very quiet in here.
Yeah.
And you can put the radio on and you can spin.
Yeah.
And it's a lot faster than my spinning wheel. So the 25-gram balls are very popular even for people. So it says Frid, Artisan Collections, and it gives the die lot.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And there's 25
so you
grams
write it all
and
out.
it's 75 metres.
Yeah.
And then I was even thinking, well, for these very small pieces, there's no way you're going to need all that. So we diversified a bit further and did these gorgeous little 10 grams, which are 30 metres.
Okay.
So it makes it very easy. I mean, these colours are scrummy. It makes it very easy for somebody to do a beautiful tapestry.
Yep, just to go on your website,
with
order
a very small amount.
bundles of the colours they really want.
Yeah, and then some people who stitch with it, I thought, well, they don't even need 30 metres. So these are 10 metre bows. These are our collections. So they divide very nicely the Frid into, I've divided it into 10 different, so that's collection 1, collection 2,
I see,
3, 4. So on the website, they know exactly what
colour-wise, yeah.
And then these go down into the 3 metre bows.
3 metre bows,
Yes,
even smaller.
Even smaller. And then these are, if you just wanted a handful of 25 grams and everyone is over at least a metre.
Yeah.
But now some people actually say, can you give me more browns than other colours?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
fine. But one of the benefits for me is this enables people to continue with their own creativity. But these are what are left over from when I wind this off.
Yeah.
I'm very cautious about, I want as many 25s and some 10s.
Yeah.
But then I've still got those bits left. There's nothing left of this skein.
Yeah, there's no waste.
It's either 10 metres, 3 metres, or it's a 1 metre. You know, I mean, these are just gorgeous.
Okay, and so you select a bundle of those for these little pouches.
And if
here.
somebody says, could I have more blues?
Yeah.
I'm quite happy to mix a blue pack. And then this is the Appleton. So when we were in the shop, we also had DMC and Paintbox Threads. But Paintbox Threads, who we love, they was just embroidery thread. Zoe Ackers, she has her own website and business. So we actually brought back only wool and decided we'd do Appleton, which is a very, very
this is
traditional.
Appleton down here.
There's 408 colours in that we stock.
Okay, 408 colours.
Yes, those are the colours.
Yeah, okay. So
and
any colour anyone wants.
Well, what happens is...
You have, yeah.
Because they are very much into shading, if we are out of stock of one colour, then we can replace it with the next one. And because the people who are using this are very specialist and very, very do beautiful, beautiful work, it's a very personal business. As soon as the package goes out, my husband Dermot will actually send it saying, Zoe, it's on its way. And they say, thanks Dermot, and that's fine. But he doesn't, he always signs it Trish.
Or they'll call. They can call us.
Yeah.
If you've got any questions as well about...
Yeah, they can call you.
We've had a lot of customers that have sent us pictures of, say, their Labrador.
Yeah.
Which colour is best for this.
Yeah.
I'm needle felting. And we have
colour matching. Wow.
Colour matching. But we have personal conversations with them.
Yeah.
And send them pictures of what we've got.
Yeah.
And our recommendations. There's no pressure, but a lot of them do come back and say, thank you so much, you're so personable, and it's so nice
to actually talk to someone.
We'd rather do it that way.
Yeah.
And also it's interesting because you find out what they're doing, and oh, I've tried it this way, or I've needle felted it this way, and you think, whoa, I can pass that on to somebody.
Yeah.
And then they'll also send pictures of their work as well,
yes.
of what they've done with our wool,
Oh,
which is so
fantastic.
lovely because you know it makes it worthwhile,
Yeah,
doesn't it? With,
to see where it's going.
Being so personable as well.
Yeah.
And like my mum does, everything is done by hand.
Yeah.
Even the writing of the labels, the sticking of the labels around the balls. So it's just like,
But to some extent, that can be a bit of a disadvantage being so low tech, because we need to get out there. And, you know, we need to, because we are followed on Instagram, but we need to sort out the website. We need to get out and show people what we have.
Yeah.
Because our logo is a tree, and it's about let your creativity grow. Oh, it's about you.
Just perfect.
Yeah, it's about you.
So fantastic.
And we're there.
Yeah.
But it's also seeing the colours in the flesh as well is completely different to seeing it on a computer.
I mean, your Instagram and the colours on your Instagram is just amazing, because I've been looking at them.
Yeah, I do enjoy doing the inspirations of the picture and then colour matching with the colours around it.
And people have commented on what you're saying as well.
Yeah,
you know, which is
it is about well-being, and it is about creativity, and we make it very personable. We're human at the end of the day, and we're not in Amazon, or we're not in a factory.
Yeah.
You can call us and you can text us and you can ask any advice on felting. I've done video calls before when someone's phoned me after a workshop and they can't remember, and they said, why is this not, well, she missed a whole stage out.
Yeah.
So we went back.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. So I actually went through the whole stages with her again and said, that's why. And when we had the shop, we had people bringing things in and saying,
what do I do now?
With wool all over their hands, saying, why is it not felting?
And just to say, you don't have that shop anymore, but people are able to come here.
They can come here, they can phone, and because it's on our door,
by appointment only.
Appointment only, because we make it a bespoke experience for them as well, to come and see the wools, and they can come and touch the wools as well.
Fantastic. Thank you. And then we also had a look at some of Trish's stunning pieces that she does. She does stitching, and she dyes with all natural dyes. She's very much inspired by where they live. If you draw a mile around their house, they are within range of the sea, canals, fields, stunning countryside. So just included some of her work because this video was getting a little bit long, but a very, very talented family, as I'm sure you'll agree, and you can definitely feel the passion they have for these crafts. Look at that piece. I really, really liked that one. So yeah, a massive thank you for letting me visit. I had a great time. So let me show you the wools that I purchased from them, because I couldn't resist getting these beautiful colours. So I bought 3 of the Bergschaft mixes. This is, I'm not even going to pretend to say that. There you go. You can read it there. B51. This is a beautiful green combo. I don't know if you can. It is picking it up. That has got a real nice mix. You could use that for grass without having to do anything to it. It's pretty soft. The Bergschafts, the animal ones, are a little bit thicker, the naturals, but this one is really, really soft. And then the DHGs that I talked about, those are the ones that are super, super soft for your smooth finishes. But this is, what a stunning colour. Like I said, you don't need to add anything to that. You could just felt that for 2D pictures, wet felting, and sculptures if you wanted to do a nice sort of grassy base. You can see why I couldn't resist it. This one, I'm going to go Morganite, so B82. So it's a nice, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but I just loved it. Nice purples, pinks, I'd say lilac-y mixes, but you can see the range of colours in it, so you don't have to mix anything in. You just get that texture and that depth straight away. Oh, the sun's just gone. Let's put a light on. And then the last one, malachite, would you say? So B42. And again, it's like a sort of sea colour. Now that's coming up quite blue, and it's a bit more teal in real life. Let's try and, no, it doesn't sort of quite capture it, but that again has got some gorgeous sea colours, so it would be perfect for any sort of pictures that you're going to incorporate. The sea, the seaside. I'll try and get it at the window and see if I can get the colour a little bit better. There we go. So you can see it's a little bit lighter and a little bit more teal. Stunning, perfect mix of blends. So it's got the dark and then the light in it. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I had such a lovely time visiting them. I wish I could have stayed for a bit longer, but we were on a schedule. I had half an hour in there and that was it. I loved the wools. I really definitely will be using them in the future. Have you heard of them? Have you ever used their business? Put it in the comments below. So I will link their business. They are Norwegian Wools at Artisan Felt and Stitch, but it'll all be in the description. Just click on the more button and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Take care everybody, and we'll see you again soon.